Hey readers, yesterday we read an excerpt from the story Trading Places. We talked about the text being a realistic fiction story. So what does that mean? In a realistic fiction story, we learned that many of the story elements that we've read about in narrative or just fiction in general, they've remained the same. One of them being Story Mountain, for example. We know that it's going to follow our basic storyline or plot structure. So today I want to teach you that in order to help readers answer questions, they think about what's really important in a genre. So a little bit of a refresher about genre. What in the world is that? We often come across this word of genre and freak out, not knowing exactly what it is. Well, we know in a basic sense we have our narrative or fiction, we have our information or nonfiction, but all of these two main categories include so many other pieces. We have science fiction, fantasy, mystery, poetry. Here's our realistic fiction over here. This is really not that different from our genres of music. It's not different at all. We have so many different genres of music, each with their own characteristics. So when I think about the elements or the characteristics of realistic fiction, there are several things that come to mind. So here's a poster we have hanging in the room. When we read a narrative text, we track the characters' problems and reactions to these. If this is a realistic narrative or a realistic fiction, the characters in there are supposed to seem like they could be real people. So we know that they're going to have problems and they're going to react to them just like we do. And just like us, we know that if you're reacting the same way to a problem, like if you're reacting to the same way, in the same way on the playground to a conflict that's happening, that's a pattern. So our characters in our realistic fictions, just like us, they're going to have patterns of behaviors. They're also going to have certain ways that they resolve their biggest problems, just like we do. They're going to be realistic. They're relatable. And there's going to be lessons that we learned, just like us on the playground. If you are having a problem on the playground every single day and there's a pattern in this behavior and we're seeing the way you're solving problems, there's going to be a lesson to be learned, whether it's by you or by us studying the character. So we've learned over the past few weeks that test questions ask us about important words, details, parts of the story. It could be main idea, it could be asking about a character. This week you're going to get started right away, and we're going to be answering some questions about the story, and they could touch on any of those important words, details, parts of the story, etc. So we're going to answer a little bit different. We're going to be doing some selfies this week. Everybody's got some answer cards, A, B, C, D. And when I'm asking questions, you're going to be taking a selfie of yourself pointing to the correct answer that you think it may be. So let's take a look at our first question. So we're getting towards the end of this, so it's going to be less of me demonstrating and more of you applying our skills at this point. Question 3 here says, why does Todd and Amy's father refuse to look at the 60-minute gourmet cookbook? A, he thinks that they do not have the skills to make the recipes. B, he knows the family does not have the right ingredients. C, he knows that the recipes will take too long to make. D, he thinks that the mother will dislike the meal. So using the skills we have been practicing, you need to determine the answer for question number 3. So you're going to have time right now to pause the video, look back in the text, and then we're going to be pressing play to show our answer choices. Right now you just need to pause and think of the answer in your head. Press play when you're ready. So if you are watching this video again, you need to have an answer in your head. What you're going to do with that answer is head to Padlet. Now we have not done a Padlet in a while, so there's going to be some rules about this. If I catch inappropriate names, inappropriate words, your computer's gone for the day and possibly after spring break as well. You need to make sure you are using these appropriately to keep your computer privileges. So the question on Padlet is, what is the correct answer to question 3? And a bonus is going to be to explain why. So that's for a chance at maybe a prize or a Roar ticket. So here's mine. I used my answer card. I'm not pointing to it because I don't want to give you the answer. But what you're going to do is take a selfie pointing to what you think the correct answer might be. If you want to go for that chance at a bonus prize, you're going to tell me the answer is blank because blank. Notice in my Padlet, I wrote my real name, not a silly nickname. I wrote my real name. In the picture, it was strictly business. I did the task. That was it. I do not want to see any inappropriate words, comments, anything up here. You need to be able to keep your computer privileges. So what you need to do right now is pause the video, take your selfie, point to your answer. If you're going for the bonus, tell me why that's your answer. Press play when you're ready. Alright guys, so if you are back, that means that you have finished your Padlet. It was done appropriately, only appropriately. Hopefully in your Padlet you chose answer C. They did not look at the 60-minute gourmet cookbook because they only had 60 minutes. They didn't have enough time for a full 60-minute recipe. They had to get moving quick. So let's take a look at question 5. The illustration best supports the information provided in which paragraph? Paragraph 12, paragraph 13, paragraph 24, or 27? Right now, on your own, you need to go back to the text and get an answer in your head. So press pause and press play when you have an answer in your head. So if you're back on this video, that means you have an answer in your head. Here's what we're going to do. You have another Padlet, question 5. So again, it says, what is the correct answer? For a bonus, you got to tell me why. Here's my Padlet again. If you notice, it is totally appropriate. I wrote my name. Obviously, I'm not giving the answer away here. I didn't put any crazy nicknames. It is strictly business because I want to keep my computer privileges. So right now, hold up your answer card, snap a selfie, press play when you're ready. All right, I look forward to seeing these. I'm not giving you the answer on this one. So let's hope that you went back into the text and you supported with some evidence. So now it's your turn on your own. You're getting brand new packets today with a brand new practice story. So at this point, you should probably have read it already or you need to read it now. With that practice story, please think about the genre as you read and answer the questions for session 12. Not 13, not 14, not 15, 12. Session 12. As you're reading, use your realistic fiction reading skills, have an inner conversation, and do the work before choosing an answer. Happy reading.